Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. When a woman is serious about you, she will not leave you guessing about her intentions. She won't just say the right things, she will consistently do the right things. True commitment is reflected in her actions, not just her words. A serious woman operates with a level of consistency that communicates, "You matter to me." She ensures that her promises align with her behavior, and this alignment builds trust, which is the foundation of any healthy relationship. She will invest her time, energy, and resources into the relationship, making you a priority in her life. Her actions will reflect a willingness to make sacrifices because she understands that love is not self-centered. She is prepared to adjust her life to create room for the relationship to flourish. It's not about convenience, it's about commitment. A serious woman supports your vision and your purpose. She will align her encouragement with your destiny, not as a distraction, but as a partner who sees the potential in you. She recognizes that your purpose is a part of your identity, and she wants to nurture that part of you. When a woman helps you dream bigger and pushes you toward greatness, you know she's serious about walking this journey with you. You will notice her willingness to communicate openly and honestly. She won't hide her feelings or avoid difficult conversations. Instead, she creates an environment where both of you can be vulnerable and transparent. This level of openness fosters intimacy and trust, making the relationship a safe space for growth. She will seek a connection that goes beyond physical attraction or surface level interactions. Her focus will be on building emotional intimacy, where your fears, dreams, and struggles can be shared without judgment. She is not just present, she is fully engaged, valuing your emotional well-being as much as her own. Her respect and loyalty will stand out as clear signs of her seriousness. She will respect your boundaries, honor your decisions, and remain steadfast even in challenging times. Her loyalty is not dependent on circumstances. It's rooted in her commitment to building a solid foundation with you. Lastly, a woman who is serious about you will include you in her plans for the future. She won't hesitate to integrate you into her life, introducing you to the people who matter to her. She envisions a shared future and makes sure her actions today align with the future she is building with you. Gentlemen, recognize these signs when they appear in your life. When a woman demonstrates this level of intentionality and commitment, she is showing you that she values the relationship deeply. Cherish it, honor it, and reciprocate with the same seriousness. Relationships thrive not when one person gives their all, but when both bring their best selves to the table. When a woman is serious about a relationship, one of the clearest signs is the consistency of her commitment. Her words and actions align, creating a sense of stability and trust. She doesn't just make promises for the sake of appeasing you, she follows through on what she says. This consistency is not occasional or dependent on circumstances. It is a deliberate choice that reflects her investment in the relationship. Her reliability becomes evident in the small, everyday moments. Whether it's keeping her word about meeting plans, supporting you during challenges, or simply being present when you need her, she shows up. Her actions are not dictated by her mood or convenience, but by her dedication to building something meaningful with you. This level of reliability provides a sense of security that allows the relationship to grow without unnecessary doubts or fears. She demonstrates her commitment through intentionality. Every interaction, every decision, and every conversation is a reflection of her desire to nurture and sustain the bond you share. She pays attention to your needs and makes the effort to meet them because she values the relationship and wants to see it thrive. Her consistency also manifests in how she treats you in different settings and situations. She doesn't change her demeanor depending on who is watching or what the circumstances are. Her respect, care, and affection remains steady whether you are alone or in the company of others. This unwavering approach builds confidence in her character and in the strength of the connection. Her ability to stay true to her word and remain dependable through both the highs and lows of life demonstrates that her commitment is not superficial. It is deeply rooted in her respect for the relationship and her vision for a future with you. When a woman is truly serious about her relationship, her willingness to make sacrifices becomes evident. She understands that love is not just about receiving, but about giving, even when it requires discomfort or adjustments to her own life. Sacrifice in this sense is not a burden. It is a reflection of her deep commitment to seeing the relationship grow and flourish. She willingly prioritizes the needs of the relationship over her own convenience. This could mean rearranging her schedule to spend time with you or stepping out of her comfort zone to support your dreams. These sacrifices are not forced or begrudging. They come from a place of love and a genuine desire to invest in something meaningful. Her actions show that she values the partnership enough to make choices that benefit both of you, even when those choices come at a personal cost. This type of sacrifice is also evident in how she handles conflicts and challenges. She is willing to let go of her pride and take steps to resolve disagreements because she sees the relationship as bigger than any individual argument. She demonstrates emotional maturity by choosing peace over being right and by working to create harmony rather than division. Her sacrifices often extend to small, everyday gestures that may go unnoticed, but are rooted in care and consideration. She might set aside her preferences to accommodate yours, offer her time to help you during a busy season, or adjust her plans to support your aspirations. These acts, though seemingly minor, are profound indicators of her commitment and love. Look again at the divine garden at verse 12. The verses actually state, the verse holds that divine verse integrates both her aspirations and her transformation. Through her sacrifices, she communicates a powerful message. The relationship is not just important to her, but it is worth the effort, adjustment, and care required to sustain and nurture it. This willingness to give demonstrates her depth of devotion and seriousness about the future you share. When a woman is truly serious about you, one of the most profound ways she demonstrates this is by supporting your purpose and vision. She sees your goals and dreams not as separate from her, but as an integral part of the life you are building together. Her support is not passive or superficial. It is intentional and rooted in her belief in your potential. Whether it's offering advice, encouragement, or simply being a steady presence during challenging times, her actions reflect her commitment to seeing you succeed. Her support is practical and thoughtful. She recognizes the unique pressures you face and seeks ways to ease your burden. This might mean helping you strategize, creating a conducive environment for you to work, or celebrating your small victories to remind you that progress matters. Her encouragement isn't generic. It's specific and tailored to your individual path, showing that she not only understands your goals, but also values them deeply. She also brings a sense of accountability to the relationship. Her belief in your vision means she will challenge you when needed, not to discourage, but to keep you focused and grounded. She's not afraid to point out blind spots or offer constructive feedback, knowing that this strengthens both you and the relationship. In every interaction, she makes it clear that she is invested in more than just the present moment. She supports the person you are today while inspiring you to become the best version of yourself, aligning her efforts with your higher purpose. When a woman is truly serious about a relationship, she prioritizes transparency and communication as the cornerstone of her connection with you. She understands that a strong foundation is built on honesty and openness, and she actively fosters an environment where these qualities can thrive. Her commitment to clear communication is not just about exchanging words, but about building trust, resolving misunderstandings, and deepening emotional intimacy. She makes an effort to express her thoughts and feelings openly, even when the conversations are uncomfortable or vulnerable. She does not shy away from discussing difficult topics because she knows that avoidance can create distance. Instead, she chooses to address issues directly and respectfully, ensuring that both of you feel heard and understood. This willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue demonstrates her emotional maturity and her dedication to building a healthy, lasting relationship. Her transparency extends to sharing her goals, fears, and past experiences. She lets you into her world, not to burden you, but to allow you to understand her on a deeper level. She knows that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness, and she trusts you enough to share parts of herself that she might not reveal to others. This openness creates a space where you can also feel comfortable being honest about your own thoughts and emotions. In addition to speaking openly, she values active listening. She is attentive when you talk, genuinely absorbing what you have to say without judgment or distraction. Her ability to listen with empathy and respond thoughtfully reinforces the mutual respect and trust in the relationship. By valuing transparency and communication, she eliminates the space for confusion or doubt. Her actions show that she is committed to clarity, mutual understanding, and fostering a bond where both partners feel emotionally secure and connected. When a woman is serious about you, one of the most telling signs is her desire for a deep emotional connection. She isn't interested in superficial interactions or fleeting moments of attention. Instead, she seeks a bond that resonates with meaning and depth. For her, emotional intimacy is the foundation of a lasting relationship, and she invests herself in creating a space where both of you can connect on a profound level. She prioritizes getting to know the real you beyond what is visible on the surface. She is genuinely interested in understanding your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, whether through heartfelt conversations, quiet moments of reflection, or shared vulnerabilities. She continuously seeks ways to draw closer to your inner self. Her interest goes beyond curiosity. It's an intentional effort to foster trust and mutual understanding. Sabui Hatim. This desire for emotional connection also shows in her willingness to share her own feelings and experiences. She opens up about her fears, dreams, and personal struggles, creating an environment of authenticity. By allowing herself to be vulnerable, she not only invites you into her world, but also signals that she values the safety and trust within the relationship. Her openness encourages you to do the same, paving the way for a connection that transcends surface-level interactions. She pays attention to the little things that matter to you, often anticipating your needs and emotions without being told. Her empathy and intuition make you feel seen and valued, reinforcing the bond you share. She seeks moments of quiet intimacy where words may not be necessary, but the presence and connection between you are undeniable. Through her pursuit of emotional connection, she makes it clear that the relationship is not just about being together, but about truly knowing and cherishing each other in a way that nurtures both your hearts and souls. And Jude, listen to the message within, your healing tendencies that direct and nurture you in a way that nurtures both your hearts and souls. When a woman is truly serious about you, her respect and loyalty become evident in everything she does. These qualities are not dependent on convenience or circumstances, but are consistent and unwavering, forming the backbone of a strong and healthy relationship. She treats you with a level of dignity that reflects her appreciation for who you are, valuing both your strengths and your imperfections. Her respect is evident in the way she listens to you, not just to respond, but to truly understand. She values your opinions and considers your perspective, even when it differs from her own. She speaks to you with kindness and avoids belittling or dismissive language, even during disagreements. This respect is not only directed toward your words, but extends to your dreams, boundaries, and individuality. She honors your decisions, encourages your growth, and ensures you feel valued in her presence. Loyalty is another defining characteristic of her seriousness. It is reflected in her actions as she remains steadfast in her commitment to you, regardless of external influences or challenges. She stands by your side through difficulties, offering her support and encouragement without hesitation. Her loyalty ensures that she remains consistent in her behavior, whether in your presence or when you're apart, creating a sense of security and trust in the relationship. She also defends and protects the bond you share, whether it's in how she speaks about you to others or how she handles conflicts. Her actions demonstrate her dedication to preserving the integrity of the relationship. She avoids behaviors that could harm your trust, instead fostering an atmosphere of transparency and reliability. Through her respect and loyalty, she communicates that the relationship is a priority to her. These qualities not only strengthen your connection, but also lay the foundation for a lasting and meaningful partnership. When a woman is truly serious about you, one of the clearest signs is her willingness to include you in her vision for the future. She doesn't see the relationship as temporary or merely for the present moment. Instead, she actively plans and makes decisions with the expectation that you will be part of what lies ahead. This inclusion is a powerful demonstration of her commitment and her belief in the long-term potential of your partnership. She openly discusses her aspirations, goals, and dreams with you, ensuring that you are aware of where her life is headed. In doing so, she seeks to understand your own ambitions and values, aiming to align them with hers. It's not just about sharing her plans, but about creating a shared vision that incorporates both of your hopes for the future. Whether it's discussing career goals, family aspirations, or personal growth, she intentionally includes you in the narrative she envisions for her life. Her actions also reflect this sense of inclusion. She makes decisions with you in mind, whether it's where she wants to live, how she spends her time, or even the people she surrounds herself with. This consideration shows that she values your presence and is willing to make adjustments to ensure that her future aligns with the relationship you are building together. She also introduces you to the people who matter most to her, such as family and close friends. This act of bringing you into her inner circle is a significant step, as it signifies that she sees you as a part of her life on a deeper level. It's her way of saying that she envisions you not just in her present, but as someone integral to her future. Through her words, actions, and plans, she communicates a clear message. Your relationship is not just important to her now, but it is something she sees as lasting and worth building a life around. When a woman is truly serious about you, her commitment is reflected in her consistency, sacrifices, support for your vision, transparency, emotional connection, respect, loyalty, and the way she includes you in her future. These signs are not just fleeting gestures, but deep-rooted expressions of her belief in the relationship and her desire to build something lasting. A woman who is serious about you sees your value, nurtures your growth, and is invested in a shared future. She isn't afraid to challenge, support, and love you unconditionally because she knows that real love is about partnership, not convenience. Recognize these signs and cherish them, for when a woman displays this level of seriousness, it is a rare and precious gift. Don't take it for granted. Read it with the respect, care, and commitment it deserves, for it is a sign that you are building something extraordinary together. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. Every woman longs to feel valued, to know she holds a place of importance in the life of the one she cherishes. But true prioritization is not demanded, it is inspired. To inspire a man to prioritize you, the key lies not in manipulation, but in your understanding of self-worth and the principles of healthy relationships. First, let me tell you this. A woman who knows her value will never settle for being an option. You are a treasure, and treasures are not tossed aside. They are guarded, sought after, and cherished. To make him prioritize you, you must first believe in your own significance. Show him, not through words alone, but through your actions, that you are a woman of dignity, a woman who respects herself enough to expect the same in return. Secondly, learn to set boundaries. A relationship without boundaries is like a city without walls, vulnerable to anything. Boundaries do not push him away. They draw the line that shows him how you deserve to be treated. They teach him that prioritizing you is not optional, but essential for the relationship to thrive. Do not shy away from expressing your needs. A closed mouth does not get fed. Communication is the heartbeat of any relationship. Be honest, but be wise. Let your words build and not tear down. Share your heart without blame, and watch how understanding paves the way for action. Now hear me carefully. The best way to inspire prioritization is to invest in yourself. Be a woman who constantly evolves, who grows in wisdom, grace, and strength. When you work on becoming the best version of yourself, you shine so brightly that he cannot help but see you as a priority. Growth inspires respect, and respect births devotion. Reciprocation is vital. Relationships are not one-sided. When you show appreciation for his efforts, you plant seeds of encouragement. Celebrate the little things he does, and in turn, he will feel motivated to do even more. Finally, be consistent in who you are. A strong, unwavering standard will shape how he sees and values you. Never compromise your principles for temporary attention. Instead, hold firm to the belief that you are worthy of being prioritized. When you embody these principles, you will not have to demand his attention. It will come naturally. A man prioritizes what he values, and when you align your actions with your worth, you make it impossible for him to see you as anything less than irreplaceable. So stand tall, love yourself fiercely, and let your light lead the way. Recognizing your value is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. It begins with an understanding of who you are and what you bring to the table. When you see yourself as a person of worth, you communicate that value not only through your words, but through your actions and the way you carry yourself. This recognition is not arrogance, but a quiet confidence that says, I know my worth and I will not settle for less than I deserve. Value starts within. You must take the time to reflect on your unique qualities, talents, and strengths. Understand that your presence, perspective, and contributions hold weight. You are not defined by the opinions of others, but by the inherent worth you carry as a person, created with purpose. When you internalize this truth, it shapes your self-esteem and influences how others perceive you. Recognizing your value also means refusing to compromise your dignity for acceptance. In a relationship, this translates to setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. People treat you the way you teach them to, and if you tolerate neglect or disrespect, it sends the message that you are willing to accept less. But when you walk with grace and maintain high standards, you inspire others to rise to meet them. It is important to show your value through your actions. Invest in your growth, whether intellectually, emotionally, or spiritually. Be a person of substance, someone who continues to evolve. When you do this, your worth becomes evident without you needing to say a word. Value is not just about what you demand, but about what you embody. When you live with a clear sense of your significance, it becomes impossible for others to ignore it. Setting clear boundaries is an essential act of self-respect and a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Boundaries are not about control or keeping others out. They are about defining what is acceptable and protecting your emotional well-being. When you set boundaries, you communicate your values and expectations in a way that fosters mutual respect and understanding. Boundaries begin with self-awareness. You must first understand what you are comfortable with and what feels right for you. Reflect on your needs, your limits, and the principles that guide your life. Once you are clear on these, it becomes easier to communicate them to others. Boundaries are not meant to be a barrier, but rather a framework that allows relationships to thrive in a healthy, balanced way. In a relationship, boundaries teach others how to treat you. If you allow disrespect, neglect, or inconsistency, it sets a precedent that such behavior is acceptable. But when you set firm and loving boundaries, you establish a standard that cannot be ignored. It shows that you value yourself enough to expect a level of respect and commitment. Boundaries require communication. It is not enough to expect someone to read your mind or understand your limits without you expressing them. Be clear, kind, and assertive. Use I statements that focus on your feelings and needs rather than blaming or accusing. For example, saying, "I need time to recharge after a long day," is more effective than "you're always bothering me." So that it is also important to enforce your boundaries consistently. Once you have expressed them, you must follow through with action. This does not mean being harsh or rigid, but it does mean standing firm when those lines are crossed. Boundaries are a sign of strength, not weakness, and they create a space where love and respect can grow. Communicating your needs is a fundamental aspect of building a strong and meaningful relationship. It is not selfish to express what you require. It is necessary for clarity, connection, and mutual understanding. Relationships thrive when both individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. And this can only happen when communication is open and honest. Expressing your needs begins with understanding them. Take time to reflect on what is important to you in the relationship. Consider your emotional, physical, and even spiritual needs. Clarity within yourself is crucial before you can effectively share these needs with someone else. When you know what matters to you, you can articulate it in a way that fosters understanding rather than confusion. When communicating, the way you express yourself matters. Be clear and direct, but also kind and respectful. Avoid vague statements or leaving room for misinterpretation. For instance, Instead of saying, I don't feel appreciated, try saying, I feel valued. When you acknowledge the things I do for us, this approach not only conveys your feelings, but also guides the other person toward what you need from them. It is important to create an environment where open dialogue is welcomed. Choose the right time and setting to have these conversations. Avoid discussing sensitive matters during moments of tension or distraction. Instead, find a calm moment when both of you can engage fully in the conversation. Listening is just as important as speaking. When you communicate your needs, also allow space for the other person to share their perspective. Communication is a two-way street, and understanding each other's needs fosters balance and harmony. It strengthens the bond and builds trust, making the relationship a safe place for both individuals to grow and thrive together. Investing in personal growth is one of the most powerful ways to elevate your life and relationships. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you not only enrich your own life, but also inspire those around you to grow. Personal growth is a lifelong journey that requires intentionality, effort, and a willingness to step out of your comfort zone. The first step in personal growth is self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and areas that need improvement. This honest self-assessment allows you to identify where growth is needed and what steps you can take to achieve it. Whether it's developing a new skill, improving your emotional intelligence, or deepening your spiritual life, the process begins with knowing yourself. Growth requires action. It's not enough to simply acknowledge the need for improvement. You must actively pursue it. Read books, attend seminars, seek mentorship, or enroll in courses that challenge you to expand your knowledge and abilities. Push yourself to explore new opportunities and take on challenges that force you to grow. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum toward becoming a better version of yourself. Personal growth also involves nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. Take care of your health by eating well, exercising regularly, and prioritizing rest. Cultivate a mindset of positivity and resilience by surrounding yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Engage in practices that bring peace and clarity, such as meditation, journaling, or prayer. As you invest in yourself, you naturally become more confident, fulfilled, and self-assured. This inner transformation radiates outward, impacting every area of your life. When you grow, you attract growth, and you inspire others to see the potential within themselves as well. Demonstrating reciprocity is a cornerstone of healthy and balanced relationships. It reflects the understanding that love, respect, and effort are not one-sided, but shared equally between two people. When you give as much as you receive, you create a foundation of mutual appreciation that fosters trust, respect, and growth. Reciprocity begins with recognizing the efforts made by the other person. Acknowledge the ways they show care and commitment, no matter how big or small. Gratitude is a powerful way to demonstrate that you value their contributions. When someone feels appreciated, it motivates them to continue giving, knowing their efforts are noticed and cherished. Equally important is ensuring your actions reflect the same level of effort and care you hope to receive. Relationships thrive on balance, and when both parties are actively contributing, it creates harmony. This could mean listening attentively when they share their thoughts, offering support during challenges, or simply being present and engaged in the moments you share together. Your actions show that you are invested in the relationship and committed to its success. Reciprocity is also about understanding and meeting their needs, not just your own. Take the time to learn what matters to them, what makes them feel loved, and what strengthens their sense of connection. This requires empathy and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone to meet them where they are. It's important to note that reciprocity doesn't mean keeping score or expecting immediate returns. Genuine giving comes from a place of love and selflessness. When you pour into the relationship with an open heart, you inspire the same in return. Demonstrating reciprocity builds a relationship where both individuals feel valued, supported, and deeply connected. It creates a cycle of giving and receiving that strengthens the bond over time. Celebrating his efforts is a vital way to show appreciation and strengthen the bond in your relationship. Recognition and gratitude for the things he does, whether large or small, communicate that his contributions are valued and meaningful. When someone feels acknowledged for their efforts, it deepens their sense of purpose and motivates them to continue giving their best. Celebration does not always require grand gestures. It often lies in the small, thoughtful actions that let him know you see and appreciate him. A sincere thank you or words of affirmation can go a long way. When he goes out of his way to do something thoughtful, take a moment to express how much it means to you. Be specific about what you're grateful for. Instead of a generic thanks, say, I really appreciate how you took the time to help me with that. It means a lot to me. Another way to celebrate his efforts is through acts of kindness in return. If he has put effort into making you happy, think of ways you can reciprocate that reflect your gratitude. Whether it's preparing his favorite meal, planning a special date, or surprising him with something he enjoys, these gestures show that you value his actions and are willing to invest in the relationship. It's also important to acknowledge his growth and accomplishments, even in areas unrelated to the relationship. Celebrate his achievements, encourage his dreams, and affirm his progress. This fosters a positive environment where he feels supported and uplifted. By consistently celebrating his efforts, you create a culture of appreciation in the relationship. It builds a sense of partnership where both individuals feel seen and valued. This mutual acknowledgement strengthens emotional intimacy and ensures the relationship remains vibrant and rewarding for both of you. Being consistent in your standards is a powerful way to maintain respect and integrity in your relationships. When you establish clear expectations for how you want to be treated and consistently uphold them, you send a strong message about your self-worth and what you value. Consistency eliminates confusion and sets a steady foundation for mutual respect and understanding. Consistency begins with defining your standards. Take time to reflect on your values, needs, and boundaries. Ask yourself what you will accept and what is non-negotiable in a relationship. Once you have clarity, ensure that your actions align with these principles. When you live in accordance with your standards, you naturally attract the respect and treatment you deserve. It is crucial to communicate your standards clearly. Others cannot respect what they do not understand. Be open and honest about your expectations, but also do so with kindness and confidence. Let your words and actions match, as this reinforces your message. If you expect honesty, demonstrate honesty. If you value consistency in effort, be consistent in what you give as well. Because enforcing your standards is just as important as establishing them. There will be moments when others test your boundaries, whether intentionally or unintentionally. In these instances, it is essential to stand firm without compromising your values for the sake of temporary peace or approval. Address any violations of your standards with calmness and clarity, reinforcing the importance of mutual respect. So, when you are consistent in your standards, you create stability and predictability in your relationships. Others know what to expect from you and how to engage with you. This consistency not only strengthens trust, but also ensures that your relationships are built on a foundation of respect, authenticity, and mutual care fostering long-term growth and fulfillment. In the end, the way you define, uphold, and express your worth will determine how others treat you. By recognizing your value, setting clear boundaries, communicating your needs, investing in personal growth, demonstrating reciprocity, celebrating efforts, and being consistent in your standards, you establish a powerful foundation for a relationship that is built on respect, mutual care, and genuine connection. You are not here to settle for less than you deserve. When you show up as your most authentic, confident, and empowered self, you invite others to do the same. Relationships that thrive are those where both individuals honor their own worth and the worth of each other. Keep your standards high, your heart open, and your actions aligned with your values, and you will inspire the respect and love you deserve. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm so grateful you have joined me today, and I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. There comes a time in every woman's life when she must stop and recognize the hand of God moving in ways beyond human effort. When divine blessings cover you, it is not by accident. It is intentional, purposeful, and undeniable. There are signs that mark a woman who walks under divine favor, and if you recognize them, you must never take them for granted. The first sign is an unshakable inner peace. You may face trials, but there is a stillness inside of you that no storm can shake. When others panic, you remain calm. When circumstances seem uncertain, you stand firm. This is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of divine assurance. Your peace is not from the world, it is from above. And that is why it cannot be stolen. Another undeniable sign is that doors open without struggle. You don't have to manipulate, beg, or force things to happen. Where others toil and strive, you walk in and find the path already prepared. This is not luck, it is divine alignment. What is meant for you will not require you to compromise your integrity. Then there is wisdom beyond your years. You speak and people listen. Your words carry weight because they are not just from intellect, but from revelation. You see beyond what is in front of you and discern what is hidden. When you seek guidance, answers come, not because you know everything, but because heaven gives you understanding. Supernatural provision follows you wherever you go. Even when resources seem limited, you always have enough. When you think you are at the edge, God sends unexpected help. Provision is not just financial, it is emotional, relational, and spiritual. You never walk alone, and you never lack what is essential for your purpose. A woman covered by divine blessings finds favor with the right people. You don't chase influence. Divine connections find you. People in positions of power see something in you and open doors on your behalf. They see the grace, the wisdom, the anointing, and they are moved to support you even when you do not ask. One of the greatest signs of divine blessing is that every trial becomes a platform for your elevation. When others fall under pressure, you rise. The struggles that should have broken you only refine you. You come out of adversity stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You learn, you grow, and you are prepared for the next level. And finally, your heart radiates love. Not because life has been easy, but because you carry the presence of God. You love without bitterness. You give without expecting in return, and you shine with a grace that can only come from above. This love is what makes you rare, what makes you set apart. If you see these signs in your life, never doubt for a moment that you are walking under divine favor. The blessings of God are not always material, but they are always evident. Walk boldly, speak with wisdom, and carry yourself with the confidence of a woman who is covered, protected, and destined for greatness. There is a level of peace that cannot be explained by circumstances, a kind of stillness that remains even when everything around you is shaking. This peace is not found in external things, nor is it a result of a perfect life. It is a divine covering, a shield that protects your mind and heart from being overwhelmed by fear, doubt, and anxiety. When a woman walks under God's blessings, this peace becomes her foundation. She may face disappointments, but they do not consume her. She may hear bad news, but she does not allow it to shake her faith. She may encounter opposition, but she does not react with fear because she knows who holds her future. This peace allows her to remain steady in the face of uncertainty. When others are worried about tomorrow, she stands firm because she knows that her steps are ordered. It does not mean she has no challenges, but it means those challenges do not control her. She has mastered the art of resting in divine assurance, knowing that what is meant for her cannot be taken away. She understands that no matter how chaotic life becomes, nothing can remove her from the safety of God's plan. Her confidence does not come from what she owns, who she knows, or what she has achieved. It comes from a deep, unwavering trust that she is exactly where she needs to be. She does not waste energy trying to control everything because she understands that her destiny is not in the hands of people. Her peace confuses those who expect her to break under pressure. While others seek temporary solutions to calm their fears, she walks with a certainty that comes from knowing she is covered, protected, and fully secure in divine hands. There's a profound difference between striving for something and walking into something that has already been prepared for you. When a woman is covered by divine blessings, doors open effortlessly, not because she is chasing opportunities, but because favor follows her. She does not have to manipulate situations, beg for recognition, or force things to happen. What is meant for her aligns in perfect timing, and the right opportunities come without unnecessary struggle. This does not mean she does not work hard or put in effort. It means that her labor is not in vain. Where others push and fight for positions, she finds herself being invited to the table. She may not have all the connections in the natural, but she has divine connections that make a way for her. When she steps into rooms, she carries a presence that demands attention, not because she seeks validation, but because the grace upon her life speaks louder than words. There are moments when she may feel like she is unqualified or unprepared, yet doors open that she never expected. People recommend her without her asking. Resources come without her chasing. What she needs is provided at the exact moment it is required. This is not luck or coincidence. It is the evidence of divine orchestration. Even in seasons where she does not understand why things are happening so easily, she remains humble, knowing that it is not by her own strength. She does not force herself into places where she does not belong because she trusts that what is meant for her will never require compromise. She moves with grace, knowing that every opportunity given to her has been assigned for a purpose greater than herself. Wisdom is not the same as intelligence. It is not simply the accumulation of knowledge or the ability to recite facts. True wisdom is divine insight, the ability to see beyond what is in front of you, to discern what others overlook, and to make decisions that align with a greater purpose. When a woman is covered by divine blessings, she carries wisdom beyond her years. She speaks with depth, and her words carry weight because they are not rooted in mere human understanding, but in divine revelation. This wisdom allows her to navigate life with clarity and purpose. She does not waste time on meaningless pursuits or entertain distractions that do not serve her destiny. She has the ability to read situations, understand people's intentions, and move with discernment. While others are caught up in confusion, she remains steady because she sees beyond the surface. When challenges arise, she does not react impulsively. Instead, she seeks guidance and allows wisdom to shape her response. People recognize something different about her. They come to her for advice, not because she has lived the longest or experienced the most, but because she carries an understanding that is beyond human reasoning. She has insight into matters that others struggle to comprehend. She knows when to speak and when to remain silent. She knows when to move forward and when to wait. This is not something she learned from books alone. It is a gift that flows from divine covering. Her wisdom protects her from unnecessary pain. She does not fall into traps that were meant to deceive her. She does not waste energy proving herself to people who do not matter. She builds, she uplifts, and she influences, not through force, but through the quiet power of divine wisdom that cannot be denied. There is a kind of provision that goes beyond human effort, a supply that comes when logic says it should not. When a woman is covered by divine blessings, she experiences supernatural provision in every area of her life. This does not mean she never faces seasons of lack, but even in those moments, her needs are met in ways that defy explanation. She does not have to chase resources, resources find her. What she requires is always provided at the right time, often from places she never expected. Supernatural provision is not just about finances, it is about sustenance in all aspects of life. She receives strength when she feels weak, wisdom when she faces uncertainty, and support when she feels alone. Doors open that she never knocked on, and help comes from people she never called upon. When others struggle to make things happen by force, she moves in a flow of divine abundance where things align effortlessly. Even in seasons of waiting, she does not panic because she understands that divine provision is never late. It may not come in the way she expects, but it always comes in the way she needs. She learns to trust that what is meant for her will always reach her. And she does not compromise her values out of desperation. Her life becomes a testimony to those around her. People see her journey and wonder how she continues to move forward without fear. She does not rely on human guarantees because she knows she is sustained by something greater. When she gives, she never lacks. When she sows, she always reaps. Her life is marked by the undeniable evidence that she is covered, provided for, and sustained by divine hands. There is a level of favor that cannot be explained by talent, connections, or effort alone. When a woman is covered by divine blessings, she attracts favor with people of influence, not because she seeks their approval, but because the grace upon her life demands recognition. She does not have to chase opportunities or force relationships. The right people see something in her that sets her apart. This favor is not about manipulation or networking in the traditional sense. It is not about pushing doors open, but about walking through the ones that are divinely unlocked. People in high positions notice her, not because she tries to impress them, but because her character, wisdom, and presence speak for her. She carries an anointing that draws the attention of decision makers, and they find themselves compelled to support, uplift, and invest in her journey. She does not have to beg for a seat at the table. She is invited. When she speaks, her words are received with respect. When she enters a room, her presence is felt. This favor is not based on external appearance or temporary trends. It is a reflection of something deeper, something divine. Even in moments when she feels unqualified, favor makes up the difference. Doors open without her striving, and opportunities find her even when she is not looking. People of influence see her potential before she even fully realizes it herself. They advocate for her, they create pathways for her, and they position her for greater impact. This favor is not accidental, it is intentional. It is a mark of divine positioning. She understands that she is not being placed in these spaces for personal gain alone, but for a greater purpose. She does not take it for granted, nor does she use it selfishly. Instead, she walks in gratitude, knowing that favor is not something she earned, it is something she was chosen for. Trials are often seen as obstacles, but for a woman covered by divine blessings, they become the very platform for her elevation. She does not crumble under pressure, nor does she retreat in fear when challenges arise. Instead, she understands that every difficulty is a setup for something greater. What was meant to break her only refines her. What was designed to stop her only strengthens her. She does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, she asks, "What is this preparing me for?" There is a process to greatness, and it is through trials that she develops resilience, wisdom, and depth. The struggles that others see as setbacks are in reality divine setups. Every disappointment, every closed door, every betrayal only pushes her closer to her destiny. She learns to embrace adversity, not because it is easy, but because she knows it is necessary. Without pressure, there is no refinement. Without opposition, there is no growth. Without trials, there is no testimony. When others complain, she rises. When others give up, she presses forward. She does not waste time seeking revenge or dwelling on what was lost. Instead, she focuses on what is being built within her. Her character is shaped, her faith is strengthened, and her endurance is tested. She understands that challenges are not meant to destroy her, but to develop her into the woman she was destined to become. People watch her journey and wonder how she continues to stand. They see the weight she carries, but cannot comprehend the strength within her. What they do not realize is that she is not standing by her own power. She is upheld by divine hands. With every trial, she is elated to a new level of purpose, wisdom, and influence, emerging stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. A woman covered by divine blessings carries a heart that radiates love. This love is not ordinary. It is not shaped by circumstances or dependent on how others treat her. It is a reflection of something greater, something deeper. She does not love because it is convenient. She loves because it is who she is. Even in a world that can be harsh and unkind, she refuses to let bitterness take root in her heart. She has been hurt, but she is not hardened. She has been betrayed, but she has not allowed resentment to consume her. Instead, she chooses to walk in grace, to extend kindness, and to see beyond people's flaws. Her love is not weak, it is powerful. It has the ability to heal wounds, restore hope, and inspire change. When she enters a room, the atmosphere shifts because she carries a presence that is warm, inviting, and full of grace. She does not need to demand attention. Her spirit speaks louder than words. People are drawn to her not just because of what she does, but because of who she is. She loves without expecting anything in return, and yet she is always surrounded by abundance. Her love is not blind or naive. It is discerning. She knows when to give and when to step back. She knows how to set boundaries while still being compassionate. Her strength lies in her ability to love without losing herself. She is not swayed by temporary emotions, but is anchored in a love that is unshakable. This love is her greatest weapon, her greatest strength, and her greatest testimony. It is the mark of a woman who has been truly blessed, a woman whose heart reflects the divine presence within her. A woman covered by divine blessings does not move through life by chance. She walks with purpose, guided by a force greater than herself. She carries peace in the midst of chaos, wisdom beyond her years, and favor that cannot be explained. She does not strive for opportunities, they find her. She does not crumble under trials, they elevate her. She is sustained, protected, and provided for in ways that defy logic. Her presence is felt, her love is undeniable, and her impact is undeniable. This is not luck, this is not coincidence, this is the evidence of divine covering. When God's blessings rest upon a woman, she becomes unstoppable. She does not need validation from the world because she knows who she is. She does not seek approval because she already has divine favor. She is not defined by her past, nor is she limited by her circumstances. She walks boldly, speaks with authority, and moves with confidence, knowing that she is chosen, appointed, and destined for greatness. No one can take away what God has placed in her. No obstacle can block what has already been ordained for her. No challenge can overpower the strength within her. She does not fear the future because she knows who holds it. She is not just any woman. She is a woman covered by divine blessings, and nothing can stand in the way of what she is meant to become.